Hey everybody, today I'm going to do my week 5 update for my Chubby Chin challenge. So what I did this week here is I changed it up just a little bit. I've already done 4 weeks of a regular type workout. It was kind of like a circuit, just so I could get my body back into it. I didn't want to injure myself because that's one of the reasons I'd stopped, and I'm doing this challenge is because I'd injured myself, and quite honestly, I just let myself go. I just said, forget it, Plus there was COVID, and I took those years off because they closed my gym off, and, it's just one of those things. Sometimes, you get old enough and it just doesn't really matter. But honestly, it actually does, because another reason that I didn't mention, like in my introductory video, is my LDL is getting high. Is that right? Yes. My wife has corroborated this, and my LDL cholesterol was getting a little too high. So I have to do something to stop it. Now, what I done, and I didn't need to do this, is I took a low dose statin, and what happened is it felt like my muscles were deteriorating. And normally I just kind of giggle about it, but it actually was like the worst feeling that I've ever had. Like, it's even worse than the actual injury, than the actual injuries that I had. And I thought I'd share that with you right now. So, like I said, I changed it up a little bit. I started doing an extra set on every exercise, and that I wanted to try to take to failure. The exercises haven't really changed because I can only do so many down in my the gym in my apartment. Basically, I did my 3 sets, like 3 normal sets at an ever increasing weight, maybe like 10 pounds, because you can only go up like 10 pounds at a time. And basically what I did is a 4th set, and I put it up a little bit higher in weight, so I have that overload. And I went as far as I possibly could on it. Okay, so on the first day here, I did the leg press. So I basically just did 1 exercise of each of the larger muscle groups. So then I went to chest. I'm doing the chest press here, and one of the injuries I have is my shoulder. And it really impedes my ability to do any kind of bench press, whether with a bar or with dumbbells. So I really like using the press here on the machine, and it doesn't seem to be bothering me so far. And again, what I did is 4 sets, and the weight was ever increasing. So on the last set, I went to as heavy as I think I can go, and then I just went to failure. And then I moved on here to the row. Now, if you want to critique this form, you can go right ahead, but all I'm doing is I'm isolating my back, because another injury I have, and it's really weird, is sometimes I just put my arm up and then I pull something, I pull something in my back. So, I avoid waving at people and stuff like that. Like, I think it's just something that happens when you get old, and, like, you have to know yourself to be able to work yourself out properly without really hurting yourself. Okay, so I know that there's like the Arnold style where you go all the way forward and as far back as you can possibly go. And you see guys at the gym doing this too, and I'm sure it's perfectly fine. But I'm just trying to isolate the mid-back as best I can, and this is how I'm doing it, without injuring myself. And that's really the key point here. Now, like I said, my shoulders are basically like hamburger meat, and unfortunately, they're just not functional in, like shoulder exercises. So I'm always going to do lighter weight. And in this particular set here, it's an ever-increasing weight, so a progressive overload. I did my 3 sets, and then I went to the 4th, as heavy as I can go. And I think these are 25s, maybe 30s. And I'm just going to go as slow as I can so I don't hurt myself. And once I start feeling the effects of a failure, like, it doesn't have to be all out an onslaught of failure. Like, all you have to do is just know that the muscle is starting to fatigue and it's starting to fail, and that's when I stop, because I kind of have to. Like, until I rebuild enough without any injuries, this is the way I got to do it. So, again, you can critique, whatever, but this is the way I kind of have to do it. And then after that, I went to my ab routine. I think it's called a full crunch. I forget. My wife looked it up, told me it was a full crunch. It's something I've been doing my whole life. And, like, when you do it for yourself, you don't have to put names on it. So what I did here is I did my 4 sets. Basically, I just didn't really take big rests in between. Just enough to go over to the camera, turn it off, wait a few minutes, and then go back and finish off the set. Now that's just because I don't want any cramps, okay? So I'm going until I feel it, go a little longer, then I stop, and then, go back to it, and then that's going to be my failure there. Then I moved on to calves here on the leg press machine. That's another thing that I have to worry about. After like a lot of years of running, my ankles, they're just not like, 100%. So I have to be careful here because if I go too heavy and I do too many reps, then I can overstrain my Achilles tendon or whatever the tendon is there on the left side of the leg. And now after that, I went over to the recumbent bike again, and I did my I did my neck stretches. There you go. You can see me giving her there. I just go until I start sweating. So basically 100 calories. And quite honestly, at this stage here, 5 weeks, I can go for 20 minutes. I can go longer, but I'm trying to just keep a consistent pace of progression. So I don't want to overdo it because then I'm not going to want to do it. If I keep myself kind of hungry for it, then I'm just going to want to do it again and again and again. And I've been able to get to this point, 5 weeks, and I haven't thought of stopping once. So just do my neck posing here. And another thing I kind of threw in just to burn off a few more calories is it's this here. I don't want to use my legs all the time. I need to give them a break, especially after I use my legs and then go on the bike. So I do this thing where I go on the front of an elliptical and just kind of give her on it. It's like using the arms only, isolating the arms. And I do that on the rower as well. So the next day here, I'm just doing the smaller muscles, so biceps, triceps, arms, so on and so forth. So it's the same thing. It's 4 sets, and I'm increasing the weight, and then on the 4th set, what I'm doing is I'm going to failure, which really isn't that difficult because you're increasing the weight and you've already burned yourself out on the first few. And then you just keep adding. It's almost like a reverse drop set, kind of like doing a pyramid. And sometimes I'll pyramid back down, but for the most part, I'm just going to the heaviest point, and then I'm just going to failure. And now I split up my legs on different days because I still wasn't quite sure. My knee was kind of hurting. So especially when I do these leg lifts here, my left knee just kind of on the left side of it, sort of to the left of the patella, is kind of hurting. And that was from, I think, overrunning. I'm just going to kind of leave it, I'm going to increase my weight and just kind of go with it, but it's not going to be great. I'm not trying to break records or anything like that. And then I just moved over to biceps here, trying to do the curls, full range of motion and all the way up to the top, full contraction. Try to hold it as much as I can. And again, it's going to be the 4 sets. And I think I might have even done drop sets here. So basically, I think I was doing a drop set on every set. And then I moved on over to forearms. Now, I started a little bit lighter because I don't want to overdo it. Like I said, this is, the first week after just kind of a get back into it kind of month, first 4 weeks of just making sure everything's set, tendons, ligaments, and, that I kind of prime myself so that I can go a little bit heavier. Now, one thing is, you can see here, it starts to hurt after a while. I can keep going, but it's starting to feel like it's twisting improperly or something. And that to me is failure. Just because I can keep doing it doesn't mean that you should. If you feel like you're going to, break your wrist, then you should probably stop, even though you can keep going. That to me is failure, and that's what I'm going to call failure at this point in the game, right? So I finished those off, and I went over to some leg lifts here. That's just to kind of get my hip flexors going and lower abs. Now, I'm sure some people will say that, you don't need it or whatever, but these are the exercises that I like doing, and I feel I get results from them. Now, I have trouble burning fat, so it's hard to see my abs and a lot of definition, but that doesn't mean that I don't have the base muscle in there. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm sharing. I'm not saying you should do it. You should always do what you want to do, what you feel comfortable doing. Okay, so I moved on over to shoulder shrugs here, and it's kind of the same thing. I can do a lot heavier than what I'm doing here, but the gym only has 40 pounders. So all I can do is just kind of cut the rest in between sets and just give her on it. Maybe I could use, like the bar on the machine, but at this point here, I'm just going to do this, and, it seems to hurt enough. I moved over to lateral raises, and again, like I said, the left shoulder is kind of an injury for me, and so I'm working through it, and it seems to be working just fine. And of course, I'm going to do drop sets. I guess I'm doing them on like every single set, just to make sure that I actually hit failure without actually injuring myself. Okay, and again, back on the recumbent bike, and just going to do some neck stretching as per usual. Now, my knee felt okay after doing the leg lifts, so I'm just going to do a little bit of running, and I think I did maybe about 7 minutes, and my knee started hurting, so I just stopped. And here's some posing for you. So like I said, I broke up the leg workout, over the course of the week. So just going on the hamstring machine here, and just the same thing, a weight overload. I'm going to go, do 15 on the first set, and then raise the weight, very short rest, do it again, and then do it again. And then on the fourth one, I'm just going to go until failure, which isn't very difficult because this hamstring machine is actually, I find it kind of difficult. So it's easy to reach failure. Now, I'm doing my my front delt raises here, and I got to go like really light in weight. Now, I'm doing full range of motion here, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm doing lighter weight, and I'll get the benefit of doing the full range of motion, kind of, and really warm up the rotator cuff. You can see I can go a little bit heavier here, but I have to take longer rests at the bottom of the movement, and I'm not really getting the negative as good as I could, but you still got to try your best. And now, it's getting really hard, so you can see my range of motion is going lower. I'm doing each arm individually. The thing is I'm getting the weight in, I'm getting the movement in, and I'm not injuring myself. So I just moved over to these oblique exercises here, and I'm pretty sure you don't even have to use weight to do your obliques, but I'm doing it here. I can get to the highest weight that I have here, which are 40 pounders, and it gets difficult after a while. You start doing like 12, 15, and it gets difficult. I think I did a drop set on the last set, and really all that matters is you just keep going. Now I'm just doing the rear delts here. It's another, I guess, a weak point. I'm not really doing heavy weights here, and you can see I can get like 15 and then just move on over to the next weight up, and I just keep going until failure. So I never actually get to 15. I maybe do 12, maybe do 6. But really what matters is I just keep doing it, right? And look, you can see the range of motion's kind of gone, so really I'm just doing partials at this point. And I'm going to get my push-ups in. I did them till failure. And then back on the recumbent bike here and doing my neck stretches. I was actually able to do a little bit more running, but it wasn't very much. I think it was maybe 10 minutes. Really, I'm just trying to get my feet back into it. And now I do some more neck posing. Now, on the fourth day here, they're just leg raises. You can do these on the ground with no weight, and that's the way I normally do them. But since I have these straps here and I have the weight machine, I may as well do them like this and see how far I can get. Now, it's not as easy as it looks. It's actually quite difficult, after a while. So what I do is I just go as far as I can with the range of motion that I have, and do as many reps as I can until failure on each one. And I'm not doing very heavy weight, so it means I'm not really going to get injured. I got that done, and I'm going to show you my poor man's preacher curl. Just do a bicep curl with your arm supported on the back of a bench of some kind. So I'm using the recumbent bike. It works. It actually kind of hurts. It's going to take me some time to actually get back into it. So what I did is 4 sets, and on the last one, as heavy as I can go, I went to failure. And then these are the best here. These are really, really working my triceps well. You lay on the bench and then you just do the tricep extension, and they're really, really easy to get to failure. I start out with the lighter weight and then just keep moving up. Hardly any rest in between, and I just keep going. And it really hurts. The next day, they kind of hurt. They kind of hurt. So there you go. You can see the last one I did maybe 4 reps. I think that was with 30s. I don't think I moved to the 35s at that point, but it's still hard, and what really matters is the overload. So, and of course, not injuring myself. This one here actually, it feels really good, and oddly enough, I feel it in my neck. So I really like doing this one, especially for this Chubby Chin challenge. Now, all I did was I went to a reasonable weight, so that is kind of difficult, and then just progressively moved up with very, very little rest in between. And you can see here, I'm starting to fatigue out, a few little partials there. And then I moved over to this, like, I guess a lat row or something like that. I'm going to have to say that it kind of works the rear delts and the upper part of my back, at least the upper middle part, because that's where I'm kind of feeling it. And it's just that slight difference from the row. So again, it's just the same, 4 sets, 15 reps, and then just work my way down as I increase the weight until failure. And now I'm just doing these here. I don't even know what they're called. I can't remember. What matters is you do it, not so much that, the nomenclature of everything. What I'm doing here is my traps. It's working. I'm trying my best. I'm increasing the weight, but, I'm still not at that point where I'm doing a whole lot. I'm doing a little bit more of my my forearms here, and just kind of the same thing, just kind of twisting, turning. It's kind of helping, but again, like I reach failure pretty fast because I don't really like the way that it feels, which is why I'm doing the twists here, just because I want to strengthen it up, right? I want to get as strong as I possibly can, but I'm in no rush to do it, and I'm in no rush to get an injury. So again, back to the recumbent bike to finish everything off, doing my neck exercises and, working up that last little bit of sweat there. So I'm ending the week off here at a weight of 195.4, which is, a little less than a pound that I've lost. And really, it's only 4 days. Like, I'm only at 5 days out of the week here. If I'm losing about a pound, that's good. I'm gaining muscle and I'm losing fat. Like, that's just the way that it works. Like, I'm not going to be gaining fat. I'm not going to be gaining fat if I'm working out and I'm watching how many calories I'm taking in. I'm not counting calories yet. All I'm doing is I'm just whittling off from what I've been eating to maintain my weight at 200 pounds. And it seems to be working. So, I'm not going to like jump into any kind of like big, heavy diet regimen yet. I'm just going to keep whittling her down just a little bit until I start seeing my weight going up. Then that means I'm going to have to cut a little bit more of whatever it might be, calories. I'm eating something junky, which you kind of saw at the beginning of the video. Okay, so I hope this helps you out. And, you don't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to be an authority on working out or, like a personal trainer or anything like that. Like, you don't have to go and do all these things. If you want, you can get help. But for the most part, if you just look at the way you are currently before working out and you just kind of make tweaks, right? You should be able to start losing weight fairly consistently. And, when you're losing weight, you're losing fat. And this is a Chubby Chin challenge. And I can't say that I'm losing any weight here. Like, maybe that's body dysmorphia. I don't know. But we're going to see. So check out my other channel for the full workout that I did if you want to look, critique or whatever it is that you want to do. And I'll catch you on the next update.